This released almost 2 years ago, and it's probably still one of my most played albums. I actually really like this album. A lot of the songs just stand out to me, and I always have a great time re-listening to it over and over again. But today we're going to be doing an album review. So I'm not going to be doing like a whole track by track review like Anthony Fantano, but I'm just gonna be focusing on the best song, the worst song, what I think the most underrated song is, what I think the most overrated song is, who I think the best feature is, who I think the worst feature is, and then my overall album rating. So let's get into this. So what I think the worst song to be on this album is God's Country. Now I don't think this is a terribly bad song. I just think it's very like forgettable and it doesn't really stand out as much as the other tracks. I know a lot of people would put K-pop as the worst song, but personally, I think it has grown on me a bit, and it can be a bit catchy. I don't really listen to it like at all, unless I'm re-listening to the entire album. But I just don't really like. But I think it's slightly better than God's Country. I don't have massive beef with God's Country, but I just don't really like it that much in general. So I'm going to put it as the worst song. Now, what I consider to be the most underrated song on this album is Sirens. So I think Travis has a really unique vocal performance on the song, and it's definitely one of the greatest songs on the album. Also, the drums really help push it along, and it gives a really high energy that is different from the other songs. And it sounds different from all the other songs, but then again, like, all the other songs do stand out from each other, and what makes this album so special to listen to. Now, what I think the most overrated song on this album is... Well, this was a bit hard to choose because I don't think this song is bad in any way. I just think it's very overappreciated. I'm going to go with My Eyes. I know it's easy to say, oh, Fiend is the most overrated, but I think it's more overplayed than overrated. And in any case, the song has sort of died after its hype on TikTok when this album released, 2023, 2024, when this song has its basically had this 15 minutes of fame, but those 15 minutes were more like a year, where people were just overplaying it in every song and in every TikTok, and now you barely hear it. And so I think the hype around that song has died down a bit. It's the same with any other mainstream song in general. Like not like us. That song used to be overplayed and got really annoying and got really old, but as time went on, the hype around it died, and then the song didn't become as annoying to hear. So I don't think Fiend is that overrated. I think it's just more overplayed. But My Eyes, I think I've seen. Yeah, I think a lot of people have put it straight to number one at the top of their Utopia rankings, which I don't heavily disagree with. Is still my top 3 of Utopia. I think it's an amazing song. I think it has an amazing beat switch and travel, and Travis has an amazing rapping performance by the end of it, and the whole first half of that song is really melodic and ambient. It's a very different style and a very different tone that Travis is displaying, and he creates such unique sounds throughout this entire track. So I can completely understand why people are saying it's one of the best songs on Utopia and one of the best in Travis' entire discography. And I do agree with both those statements. I just think it's overrated, but it's not a bad song at all. So that track is going to fill this category. Now onto the worst feature in the entire album, and I'm going to make this quick. Bad Bunny. I do like this artist. I don't necessarily listen to his music, but I do appreciate that he can uplift a song and make it even better with his unique vocals and performances. I completely appreciate that. I don't listen to him much. I'll listen to him. I'm not going to skip the song if he comes on as a feature, and I think he usually does give good performances. It's just on this particular example, he doesn't really. It's not up to standards, in my opinion. And the song that he's featured on K-pop isn't. As I said earlier, it's probably one of the worst on this album, and his performance is kind of forgettable as well. That's just my thoughts. I think he's the worst feature, but the best feature, I really this was tough. I didn't want to disappoint anyone by saying this person's better than the other person, but I'm gonna go with Scissor. Like, trust me, Tizo touchdown was a close second, but it was really, really close. I just think that Scissor's performance is so much more like uplifting and unique. Don't get me wrong, Tizo gave an amazing performance on Modern Jam. I love his whole hook, but my problem with that entire hook is not long enough. It is so short and just immediately cuts back to Travis, and that's what frustrates me about Modern Jam. It's just too short. I wanted more Tiso. I wanted more of that performance, but we didn't get enough, and that's what frustrates me, and that's what compels me to put SZA higher because her whole verse and her whole well sort of an outro on Telekinesis is so that entire verse is so majestic. It was such an amazing performance, and I feel like I'm sorry to seem like a glazer, but like I feel like any performance that she gives is just completely turns around the entire song, makes it even better, and I feel like her performance makes this song stand out, and that's also why I'm going to say Telekinesis is the best on the album. I'm sorry. I know Travis fans are used to not like hard trap beats with insane rap features where the rappers are just going bar for bar. But I think this is one of the more unique tracks that Travis has produced. It's not even like entirely Travis's track, is it? I think it belongs to Kanye, but I think it's the best out of this album. And you just get incredible performances from Travis, Future, and SZA. And to be honest, I think the only thing that's missing is the weekend because I think he and SZA would work perfectly. I'm kind of glazing here, but yeah, I don't really give a shit. And the entire album gets a 9.2 out of 10. This is probably Travis's second best album. Oh, obviously the best is Rodeo, but I'll probably review that in the future. And yeah, those are my thoughts on Utopia. Amazing album, one of the best of 2023. And I really hope we get the same sort of styles from Travis, a mix of trap and majestic vocals, because yeah, this album was really fun to listen. This album was really fun to listen to. And anyway, so those are my thoughts. That's what I think of this album. Leave your thoughts down below in the comments what you thought of this album, and let me know if there's any other albums that you want me to review. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Join my Discord server. If you haven't seen my last video where I rank every Kendrick Lamar album, go watch that. I'm gonna be posting more music releases stuff, and yeah, alright, see you guys in the next video.